Hey everybody, this is A79 Fan Ben, back with the hourly campaign. This looks like part 17, and this is going to be the 10th play session, as far as I know. So that's cool, getting into double digits. Hopefully the YouTube Live will show up. But either way, I'm on the English, got my documents up here, and yeah, so turn 17, taking off right now, and the English are up first. So they've got, looks like 4 ships right now. Patagonia just unloaded. Oh, and they're going to spend. They're going to launch because they've got some resources that should be worth some gold here without a doubt. So that's cool. King's Cove. Alrighty. So she still has an explorer, but no helmsman, which probably should change. But maybe next time she gets to her home island, I'll switch the explorer out, most likely at least. I'm just going to check UTs on the King's Heart. I know she has rats. So that's not good. That might actually come into play here very soon, I think. But she can still roll for the same action twice. She doesn't get it, though. It's only one action this turn. And I actually made some customs earlier today. So I'm going to input, I think I made like about 16 total customs, somewhere around there. Around 15 fantasy, 1 historical. So I'm going to input those into the custom spreadsheets later today, which you'll see soon actually, because I'll be launching. Although the English don't have much of anything in Pirates of the Epic Seas, so they'll probably use mostly WizKids stuff to launch. They have a lot of historical customs, but I'd prefer to hold off on those until they have some WizKids stuff out there, and because I'd like to save some of those historical customs for the Caribbean game and or the World game, although those might be so far off that, you know, historical customs will probably see action in this game before those games get going or continue. But anyway, so the English, that completes their move actions for the turn. But there's a new resource roll here on turn 17. If you saw the last stream, the last recording, let me just make sure this one is going. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. So basically, it's a 2 roll for 10 turns, which on a roll of 2, hopefully I won't scroll down too far, looks good. So on a roll of 2, they have, what do they have? 4 and 5 resource. They've got spices and food, 5 and 4. So on a die roll of 2, spices are worth 4 gold a piece, and then food is worth 3 a piece. So each 5 is worth 4 gold. So they're going to spend these. Yeah, I remember that last turn, 12 gold, pretty much. So they're going to cash out their spices. So 3 times 4 is 12. And they've got an explorer on their home island. Let me just make sure there's nothing underneath him. Nope. Alright, so I don't really need to record this, but I'm just going to, just in case I forget. So they've got 12 gold to spend. And I'm actually going to go, I think I'm going to get up a new tab and go straight to the Best English Gold Runners Rankings page at Pirates with Ben, my fan site. Which saw a new member sign up today, I believe, so that's cool. I'm trying to post my fleets from miniature trading on as posts at Pirates of Ben. You can see some of them here at Clones of the Barbary Coast. So, alright, but right now, English are launching, so that's what I'm on to here. I know the Aberdeen Baron is 12 points, but I'd prefer her with a helmsman, so I don't think I want to get that one. So I'm generally looking for a ship that can either have a helmsman for 10 points or less, because I only have 12 gold, or maybe a ship that's, if it's more than 10 points, it needs to have at least SL speed. So the Dover is a great one. That's cool. HMS Gibraltar, that's tempting. Might just go with her. Yeah, I want to keep the speed up too for the ship and for the game. I don't want to take super long time to launch, because most factions are just going to launch Gold Runners for now. Not necessarily, but for now, the English certainly will. So they're going to go ahead and get up, get HMS Gibraltar out there. This is a nice one, very good hybrid. I mean, she's kind of fragile for 12 points, but very good ship overall. So let's pop her out there real quick here. Basic easy launch, all 12 gold for 1 ship. No crew needed because she already has 3S speed. And since their spices are right there, I think she's going to head straight for that island and get some spices. very soon here. I'm going to launch her, therefore, at the northwest or southwest part of the home island. Oops. Get the stats in there real quick, or at least decently quick. English or faction number 4. There's the ability, which I just abbreviate Home Island Raider or HI Raider, but since I already copied it, I'll just leave it. So not a big deal. Either way, put it right there. I like to put gunship deck plates closer to the ocean so it's easier to access the crew, which is not the case with the King John, but she's probably not going to be a big deal in this game. So right now she just has the Fountain of Gold and as like an escort gunship sort of, or a patrol ship. So, all right, so the English launch. They get a new ship out there, and that's their turn. Now I'm on to the Vikings. The ship has a positive UT, the Frost. So this, she already explored that island, but the Explorer token and the Explorer marker and the resource value, or the resource type, was wiped off by a UT, so like a drift or whatever, can't remember which one. And then the Vikings have loaded up some stuff here. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, they had Runes of Wealth on the Khartoum, and I think it must have been last turn, or 2 turns ago, I believe. Yeah, they were able to roll a 6, which they got really lucky with Runes of Wealth, which I don't really think is even a positive UT. It's kind of bizarre. It's pretty bad. It's pretty silly. I don't like it at all. But some of the runes are actually more annoying than they are cool. But, you know, the more popular ones, like Runes of Odin and stuff, get the attention because they're crazy, but in a cool way. Alright, so I'm just trying to make sure the cargo is fine. It looks like her cargo is all filled up. So yeah, she redocked or re-explored last turn to take an extra 5, or to take an actual spice token, because the other ones were revalued by the Runes of Wealth. They got lucky with that 6 roll, but now she's just headed back to the somewhat lengthy trip back to their home island. Vikings off to a little bit of a slow start for a few reasons, but they're, of course, probably the worst faction here, because the mercenaries aren't playing on their own, so the Vikings are probably going to have a tough time. But who knows? This game could get really insane, so I'm not going to worry about specific factions or anything. The Brayak is headed home. Just see what she's got here. She's got the Plague. Nice. Oh, that's why she doesn't have her helmsman, because he died. Alright. So the Brayak is moving home, of course. Actually, a bunch of their ships are moving home. Yeah, they had a ship. Yeah, this one here, the Sardom. Or this is a different one. Yeah, the Rishker. Yeah. Alright, I'm starting to... It's coming back to me now, so that's good. So this one has a couple of good coins on her from the shipwreck. She can only go L when she does have cargo. And then this one is moving S plus L. But I'm trying to remember which island she was going towards. Let me move the other ship first, just because it's easier. Yeah, she doesn't have a helmsman either. Peek at what she's got in case it's relevant. She's got some nice ones, but they don't boost the speed, so nothing to worry about there. And I've got the Sardom. That's where things get pretty weird. Alrighty. I gotta see what this ship has, because she has mostly positive UTs, but then she has fruit. So the sword, homemade flag, English royal decree, fruit, which is gonna stick on the ship. Alright, so that's their scout sloop. And she's actually gonna go to the northeast island of this little lagoon chain and explore that before the other ship can get there. So that way she'll absorb any negative UTs, if there are any. And yeah, the Dutch had a run of exploring very recently, but it looks like they're pretty much done with that for now. Because they're just giving move actions right now. So they had a nice run there of exploring for the last like 2 or 3 turns, I think. Alrighty. Got some good stuff on the home island. Oh, they have a spice. So they've got a spice token. the resource duration lasts a full 10 turns. I don't really need to cash it in yet. It's only 4 gold. There might be another Dutch ship for only 4 gold that I made, but of the historical customs, but I think they're just gonna leave it. They could cash it in, but they're just gonna cash in more stuff pretty soon anyway, so they're just gonna leave it for now. Alright, so Corsairs are next. So Pharaoh's Legacy headed towards some islands here. And she ignores terrain when given a move action, so she might go... I can't remember which one. I think I had decided on an island for her to go to, but I can't remember, so she might just go to the outermost one first to avoid the reefs. And then Tangier, I think she's taken... Oh no, she's about to explore. Nice. Alright, so the Tangier is actually exploring right now. And this resource roll for this island will also determine what the Stellar, USS Stellar, gets later on this turn, pretty soon. And the Tangier has island treasure trading. So if it's not a valuable resource right now, she could trade one away. But it is a good one, so she'll take it. Luxuries. So this island now produces luxuries, which under the current economy rules are worth 5 gold apiece. So that's quite alright with the Corsairs and the Americans. So they might both have a pretty good run of turns here. Alright, so I think I did, yeah, so I'm doing dark yellow for the Corsair. That's what it is, yeah, because the lighter yellow I like to use for the Spanish. So the darker yellow, not quite orange, but that's probably the best color for the Barbary Corsairs. And she has Secret Hold as well, so that's nice. And then she just has a helmsman, so she's got 4 cargo open for gold, or for resources. So she'll take a full fill up her cargo hold with luxuries. And that's it for the Corsairs. It's going pretty quick here, so that's good. And then, whoops, wrong document. So the Jades are next. They've certainly had an interesting start. Just make sure that everything looks okay. Although it's almost random at this point. Hey! What's up? Nice to see some people showing up. I'll try to check back for messages and stuff. Sometimes I forget, or sometimes I get so embroiled in the gameplay that I might not remember. But so next up, we have the Jade Rebellion. So they've got Nemo's Plans and Frond of Saga on the Sea Panda here, but it looks like their resource values have dropped a bit. But the Tiger Lily does have some luxuries coming home, so that's nice. So they won't go totally broke for the next 10 turns or so. Although, with only S plus S speed, it might take the Tiger Lily 10 turns just to get back to her wild island she's going to. Then they've got the Sea Lily. Let's see which, I think this is the Sea Lily. Yeah, this one is another somewhat slow ship that's, really, she doesn't really have room for a helmsman, so S plus S only 2 cargo, but they just wanted to get 2 ships from that last launch they had, which I think was their first launch. So with the trade current, the River Crystal is able to dock home and unload her cargo. Which is metals, but they're only worth 2 gold right now, so they're not gonna cash in or anything. They won't be able to launch. Okay, there's those. To get some 3s. I'm gonna put them all in one pile so I can make this easier to look at and figure out. Eventually, factions are going to start having big piles of resources on their home island. That's when I like to get a UT coin and just write like 10 3s, 5 2s, or whatever, which would mean like 10 metals, 5 textiles. And it also helps keep the game file size smaller, which is important for minimizing lag later on in the game. Okay, so the Sea Rain is empty and headed out. She's headed north towards the Ring of Fire. And the Sea Panda, she still has her Frond. She's got some coins. She's got a lot of good stuff going on. Let me just make sure. Yeah, Runes of Power. Oh, I did update the Runes of Power UT. I talked about that either 1 or 2 sessions ago. Not only can Runes of Power give you 2 shoot actions, the targets of the shoot actions cannot use their abilities or crew abilities this turn. So that is really intense. It also might lead to some rules issues. If a canceller could cancel the captain before you reveal, well, you're not supposed to be able to use the ship's crew ability, so never mind. So, but Runes of Power, the targets of the shoot action cannot use their abilities. So that would be good against ships like the Acorazado, or ships with defensive abilities. Then it would go right through it. She's got Nemo's Plans, Spices, which they like to keep aboard. Oh, Marksman's Map. I think I forgot about that last time. Let me just do that now. Let me just get that out of the way. So, alright. JR Marksman's Map. East Island of Ring of Fire has the Gauntlet of Pestilence on it, which is a negative UT. I think it's that one. Should be that one. So I'm going to look at this one here. See what we got. Castaway, nice. So that's a positive UT, to say the least. So they might use that to get like Alarico Castro aboard, potentially. So that's a nice one. Alright, so then I'll roll for the Frond of Saga. Ah, darn, which is a 1. So this one does have to leave the ship. So Nemo's Plans doesn't keep it aboard because it's not eliminated from the game. It doesn't get removed. So on a result of 1 or 2, place this UT face down on the nearest wild island. So I'm just going to keep it face up because it's not really... Oh, I guess I'll put it face down. Hopefully I won't forget what it is, but probably not. She could just redock to get it right back, but then she might have the same problem next turn, so I guess she'll start moving. She'll go home at this point. Alright, so that's the Jade Rebellion. Already did the Corsairs, and now I'm on to the Spanish, who right now are just exploring and going to islands and stuff. This one will be kind of interesting though. So they've already used S exploring from the Pacifica to explore this island. La Rosario docks there, but they haven't, I guess these are new UTs I haven't seen, or no, maybe, I feel like this is where they got fireworks from. I'm confused now. It's hard to remember what all the factions have done and whatnot, so. Runes of Thor and Potions and Brews. Those are excellent. They're also both loaded face down, so this is a tough one. So since I've made the ruling that ships can unload UTs at their home island for safekeeping, that could make some really interesting home island raiding situations. Actually, I didn't even think of that. That could be really awesome. I think I do like that rule, because a home island raiding ship could steal UTs from a faction's home island. And with other house rules that I like to do, maybe I'd have them be able to look at the UTs too if they were face down on the home island. But either way, these both still have to be loaded face down if I take them on the Rosario, and I have the option to take them or not because it says they're loaded face down. If they were loaded face up, then I have to take them, and they don't take up cargo space. But in this case, they're both pretty valuable, so I think they're going to take both actually. Oh, I think the clincher. Yeah, this is the right idea, because the clincher is that food is only worth 3 gold right now. That's in the bottom half of values and therefore not really worth cashing in. So if it was luxuries or lumber, the Rosario would probably load that. Or even if it was spices, she might load it. But in this case, they want to lock up these UTs in case any other factions come near in the short-term future. So she's just going to take those and get them back to home where they can hopefully be safe. And speaking of which, they still have some other UTs, of course, on their home island. And now they're going to have some more stuff going on. They're about to unload some resources, but they're hardly worth anything, so it doesn't look like they'll be able to launch. These ships are probably going to go in search of new islands, actually. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Yeah, I like that idea a lot. Basically, textiles were valuable last resource change, I guess, but now they're not. So the Spanish are kind of out of luck with this island in the southwest they've been going to. And I didn't take the best angle there, but she would be able to dock either way. So San Jose is able to dock home. So she's got 2 2s and a 3, none of which are valuable. The textiles and metals are the lowest valuable resources, and the Hoya Brillante just has more textiles. So not too good of a haul here for the Spanish, but that's why they're going to go in search of new islands at this point. They're going to go explore with these ships, both of which have SLS total speed right now, so might as well use it. Alrighty, and I know that's the Spanish home island, so I don't really need a marker there anymore. I think this is like a 1 coin. Yeah. Alright, so Pacifica is the next ship up here. Cotton's Parrot. Alright, so those aren't really relevant right now, at least. Let's see if I can do the S exploring trick that I learned with this exact same ship here. Yep, so I can get within S of the island. I know I'm within an S, so I can mark it explored. And then with the final move segment that the ship has, I can dock and actually explore the island. So it's a pretty sweet trick that makes the S exploring ability more worthwhile, in my opinion. Still not a very good ability for 3 points, but it does make it better. Alright, so this is a new island, never been explored. Got Dead Man's Chest, the POTC version, which is kind of a funny one. It's kind of silly in campaign games, not much use for it. That probably won't result in anything. And we've got Gun, which is great. It's just like weapons plus 1 to boarding rolls for every crew assigned to her, so that one is awesome. They'll want to put that on a big ship, big gunship without a crew. And then Runes of Loki. Oh, nice. The Spanish now control Runes of Thor and Runes of Loki. And Potions and Brews. So they just found all 3 of those this exact same turn. That's crazy. So the Spanish are getting some nice UTs here. So at any point, they could force an opponent to roll a 6, a 1, or just reroll a die roll in general with the Potions and Brews. That's pretty sweet. Alright, so neither of those took up space. This one doesn't take up space either, but I'm going to put it kind of up top there. Because these 3 are all going to stay on the ship. They're going to take the Runes of Loki, but that's loaded face down. And then they already have a crew aboard. So that totals 2 cargo spaces out of 5 taken up. So it still has 3 cargo spaces open for metals. So they get more metals. Well, actually they don't have an island around here that produces metals. They got that one from an island treasure trade. So that's actually not a bad roll. It's not good given the current resource roll, but now the Spanish have resources of 2, 3, and 4. So they don't have any duplicate resources around their home island, which is nice. So not a great roll. They would have hoped for lumber, maybe luxuries, but it's still a decent, it's not a terrible result or anything. So she'll load up a couple metals tokens, or 3 anyway. And that concludes the Spanish turn. Got their 4 ships all doing pretty important stuff. That's good. Now I'm out of the pirates. Let's peek at this again. Alrighty. So the pirates have had kind of a funky start, but they're really good, so they'll probably recover just fine. They've got some turtles coming home on their own. They're just going to have to fend for themselves, but it doesn't look like the Tangier or any other ships are looking to kill the turtles, so they'll probably get home safe. And then the Black Crow is moving towards this island, which is almost directly south of the pirate home island. So she won't get there this turn, maybe next turn though. Yeah, definitely next turn. And then, of course, we've got the Brigand's Nation, which is, she's got her own story. She's had more of an adventure than most of the ships in the game so far. So I'll figure out and see if the genie changes factions. Alright, the Lost Genie of Arabia is going to change factions. So let me get that page up real quick. Could roll dice, but this gives me, what's that called, caps. This gives me the option to go 1 through 11 rather than 1 through 12. There's 11 factions now in the module with the Dutch. So 9, so almost pirate, but she doesn't quite go back to being a pirate, or he doesn't, I should say. So the genie is not a good crew at all. That's one of the things I'm learning about him. He's basically extra action for 3 points instead of 5, which is pretty overpowered at first glance, but I think part of the problem is that it says any faction in a random nationality in play, and I've got all 10, or, well, I don't have the mercenaries, but I have the Dutch instead, so I have all 10 factions in play. So the odds of him going back to being a pirate is only 10% on any given random roll, so he's probably not going to be very good in this game. I guess in a 2-player game, he would definitely be a lot better. So, but either way, the Brigand's Nation will get to a whirlpool next turn, and then from there she'll be able to make a pretty quick trip actually to the pirate home island, because I see a whirlpool. I see 2 of them actually. Looks like the one to the west is slightly closer, but so she'll be home before too long, which is cool. But her 4s aren't really worth much anymore. It seems like this resource roll is actually pretty bad for a lot of the factions. So there's some factions that are benefiting from it, but a lot of the factions this turn are not launching as much as I thought they would. So there's a lot of textiles and metals and food out there. So none of those are really too attractive yet, or anymore, I should say. So looks like I'm on to the Americans. Let me make sure. Yeah, they're the last faction to go. And the Stellar has already docked at this island where the Tangier is. She's going to load luxuries as well. So let me just get a token. Get a dark blue token. I like to use light blue for the French, dark blue for the Americans. So USS Stellar gets to load some luxuries here. Okay, she's got 4 cargo. So I'm going to duplicate it 3 times. So yeah, like I said, that was a really good roll for the Corsairs and the Americans. So they're both going to be in business here. And then we've got Deceptive Bounty. She has luxuries as well. So that could lead to a little bit of an issue. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not... Okay. The Americans might not make off as well as I just said. So basically the American home island is there in the middle with that cruise ship on it. And then to the west, it's all luxuries. So this French island, luxuries. The Deceptive Bounty has luxuries in that Whirlpool Island, and then to the southwest. So the Americans, it'll be good in the short term, but in the long term, when luxuries become less valuable, eventually the Americans won't be too happy with their luxuries, probably. But that's kind of that's one of the themes of Economy Edition. And it's tough to get a good resource system. Like an example of the perfect resource system would be the Pirates from Command the Oceans, my physical campaign game in 2017, because they had. I'm trying to think. I guess I won't take this whirlpool. Let me just make sure I do this right. Yeah, I gotta think about this. Yeah, Deceptive Bounty, she doesn't want to lose anything. If I go through this whirlpool, I can't lose a mast, because then I'll be stuck. I mean, I could, but then it'd be stupid. Mirror of Archimedes isn't really that good. I guess I could afford to lose it, but I mean, the trip home is not going to be much longer if I just go straight home. So I think I'll keep the UT. I mean, I might roll well for the whirlpool, but I can't count on that. So she's just going to go straight home. She's not going to take the whirlpool shortcut. It's not much shorter, so she's not going to bother. And this is reroll. Yep. Okay. All right. So that's that. And then she has like an enemy stealing ability. Yeah. All right. So I was saying, in Command the Oceans, the pirates had islands with resource rolls like 2 apart, so that they always had at least one resource worth 5 or 6. So, and you can get that by getting resource rolls that are like lumber, metals, and luxuries, or textiles, food, and luxuries. I should have said lumber, metals, spices, because then at that point, no matter what the value roll is, you'll have a resource worth 5 or 6. So that's where it gets really crazy. Because then you're basically raking in gold all the time, as long as you have gold runners, of course, going to the islands, which you should. So the Anchor is the final American ship here. And wow, yeah, these are going to be pretty long trips. That is one thing that was brought up a little bit at the beginning of CG4, which has a similar map, similar size, and similar distance between islands. But I think it's more realistic to have the big distances between islands, even if it, I don't know, we'll see how it turns out, so whatever. All right, so I'm on turn number 18 now. So now there's going to be 9 turns left until the next resource change. So yeah, that first change, or the first turn of this change, didn't see as many launches as I thought I would see. But the French and the Curse were both able to launch, and they might be able to launch again soon. Let's see. But the Unicorn Pearl is first going to look to find a new island here. She has Jade and Aegis Shield. So she's able to dock at this island. No Explorer, so she'll have to wait till next turn to see what's on there. This ship is headed home. This ship is headed back out. And yeah, the French are doing well. They've got luxuries available to the southwest, so they're going to be milking that island as much as possible in the short-term future. They've got 2 new ships to help them do that, the Swan and the Libellule, both with helmsmen. So they're going to be zooming out there real quick here. Both of these ships have SL speed anyway, and they've got helmsmen as well. Let's make sure the Swan is just like I thought. Yep. All right. Alright, so I just found a way to kill the barrel of monkeys really easily and quickly. So this is a negative UT, and it's the reason I just dumped a lumber overboard on the nightmare, or you basically put a random treasure on the island, so whatever. So eliminate, so when the ship touches another ship, randomly choose one, blah, blah, blah. Eliminate the treasure instead. Oh, crap, that's not, that sucks. I thought I said eliminate this treasure. Never mind, I guess there's no trick to eliminate the barrel of monkeys. That's annoying. This is a stupid UT. Alright. Never mind. Alright, so right now I'm actually changing a custom, the Python, into a schooner because it makes no sense to me that she would be a square-rigged ship. I like to think of the schooners and some of the sleeker ships with a smaller beam, a shorter width of the ship from one side of the ship to the other to be faster. And it just feels like it should be a schooner in general. I didn't really want it to be a square-rigged ship. I'm not sure why I didn't change that in the first place, but so I change a custom, and then also launching it, of course. The Kurz cashed in a couple lumber tokens, most valuable resource for 12 gold. They have 2 additional gold as well, but they didn't really need it because this ship has SSS speed, and then she gets a bonus with an S of a friendly cursed ship, so they're just going to use her. I think this might be overpowered, so this might go up in cost pretty soon. I guess I'll just go with it for now, but I have a feeling this ship is definitely too cheap. So she gets plus L to her base move if she's within S of a friendly curse ship. She already has really good speed, so I don't know. This doesn't sound very fair. I mean, there's other good ships. There's better ships for 12 points or less, to say the least. But I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical of this one. Most of my customs, I think, are priced decently. I tend to overprice rather than underprice. So things aren't too unfair or overpowered, but in a case like this, it might be better. The ship might end up being better than I had originally thought it would be. So let me just try to get the right faction. Alright. Now it should be Curse instead of Corsair. So they're not going to bother putting a helmsman on, 3 cargo. She's going to be another gold runner and one of their fastest. So that's the Curse turn, so they're up to 9 ships. The metals aren't valuable right now. So back to the English, which is the faction I started with. So let me see what they're up to. It'll be a familiar sight. So the King's Cove, well, let me make sure she gets there. She definitely will, but I'm so confused right now. Oh, okay, there we go. I thought I didn't undo it enough. So she's surprised to see that the pirates have explored this island. So now the English now know about the pirates, and with the Brigands Nation exploring that island due to the message in a bottle UT, the pirates also know about the English. So that's kind of interesting, or could be in the long term. King's Cove will keep her explorer for now, and she'll dump it on the home island, I think, when she goes back there. The King John might actually fill out kind of a role similar to the Stardom in the Dutch fleet, where she is kind of a scout ship, because she doesn't really have cargo to ferry resources, but she could still help discover islands and soak up any negative UTs that the gold runners don't want to find. And roll for the SAT, nice, got it. Alright, so the King's Heart got her built-in SAT. Roll. Whoops. I want to crash into the Gibraltar there. I'm still having a bit of a double-clicking problem sometimes. It's not too bad. It was worse last week, but sometimes my mouse clicks twice when I only click once. So, alright, so the King's Heart is going to unload spices, and this is where it gets a little weird, because I have the Rat's negative UT on this ship, but they're not cashing in the spices. Actually, they should, so maybe they just will. Yeah, I don't know, this is going to get weird either way. So the spices are worth 4 gold right now. Because of the Rats, they'd only worth 3 a piece. So I think I'll just get the 6 gold total. That's fine. Alright, then she can head out right away, actually. So they're going to take the 6 gold. They might use it. I don't know yet. Just put it there for now. And then she's going to head straight back out, actually. She has same action twice. Yeah, she could still be a pretty valuable gold runner for them, even with the rats aboard. They might just take the negative until they can get... Oh, they should get Carbon Charlie out there. He could turn the rats into cannons. As funny as that might sound, it works. But they might spend the 6 gold now to get HMS Antelope, another basic gold runner. Yeah, they're just going to do that. Might as well launch. Let's do it. Alright, so the Vikings are up now. The Frost just discovered spices on the northeast island. They already have those on the Khartoum. They have luxuries to the southeast, so the Vikings are getting high resource rolls, and they're also valuable right now. Spices are worth 4, so they just cashed in the ones at their home island. I should have done that last turn, but whatever. So the Vikings now have 8 gold, which I'm going to try to spend right now, but they don't... I don't know. They don't have many ships for cheap, so I don't know if they're going to have anything to launch, basically. They might have to get more gold first, which is depressing. Okay, I got the Burning Body. That's a custom I made recently. That's not it's not that good either. They might just launch it just to get it out there. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm just gonna see if, yeah, I don't think they have any ships for this little points. So, I think they're just out of luck. looks like the Vikings' cheapest ship is like 12 points or something, so we'll just take the 8 gold and try to spend it later on. Alrighty. So only a few more minutes left in the session, probably only one more faction turn, especially because the Dutch have 5 ships, so that'll probably be it. Okay, so they've got 8 now. Now we're back to the Dutch. And it looks like the Stardom can explore, actually. She's got like forged papers, I think, right? Let me see this here. She's got some UT she wants to put on friendly ships. Yeah, Abandoned Explorer. So the Stardom, whoops. She might as well go on the safer part of the island. Well, she can barely get anywhere, so that's alright. So the Stardom is going to explore this island for the Dutch right now. And they've got, I think, the white, yeah, they've got the white token. So she doesn't have any cargo space left, so she's not going to take any resources that she finds, but she can at least check out the UTs, try to load those. Oh my god. You gotta be kidding me. I might just resolve this next time. Pandora's box. It's gonna take like an hour. Celestine's charts, which is great. Only it's all friendly trade currents. They don't have any. Ah. Ah. All islands become unexplored to you. Oh my god. This is like a bomb. Oh my god. Ivory. Oh my god. Revealed. Alright, sounds cool, but I guess they'll load it. They'll load the ivory, and the other two don't get loaded. All islands become unexplored to you, so they gotta re-explore and place Celestine's charts on any wild island. So these explored markers left by the Stardom are not, they're not useful anymore. And these all go away. The island only becomes unexplored to Dutch specifically, so I'm not going to reset the resources or anything. And yeah, I can't deal with Pandora's box right now, so I think I'm just going to leave off on the Dutch turn, and then I'm going to make a note about it. So sorry to leave this like kind of hanging, but Pandora's box is literally going to take at least 15 minutes and probably 20 or more. So I'm actually just going to do it next session. So I'm going to make a note about that. So I technically started the Dutch turn. I hate to not finish the faction turn, but it's going to make the session like 50% longer probably. So I don't really have time for that. It's like literally getting into Pandora's box. It's like, oh my god, because I have to add now. I gotta add like 10 more UTs to the Stardom. She's already got like 6. So it's totally bonkers. Alright. The one thing they can do to end this session is find where they want to put Celestine's charts. They place it face down on any wild island. So they can put it wherever they want. So they don't really have any enemies. They could just put it in a Ring of Fire island they don't expect to go to anytime soon. So I think they might just do that. And then I'm going to put it on top of an existing coin stack in an attempt to hide where it is, because of course I control a faction, so I might remember where it is. That wouldn't deter me, because I would play dumb with the other factions because they don't know, but still, I might make it so that I won't even remember where it is either. They could try to sabotage the Vikings, but there's not much point. I'm rethinking a little bit. They could, yeah, they haven't really made any contact with the Jades either, so yeah, they're just gonna put it in the Ring of Fire. Not one of the main 4 islands, but 5. But they're gonna put it. They're gonna put it on the north island of that little chain there. So I'm gonna try to make it look like it's not a separate coin. Make it kind of blend in with the stack, at least a little bit. Alright, so that's it. Let me make my note. So, got through a full turn plus, so that's great. Dutch, resolve, Pandora's box, stardom is only one to have been given action. Okay, just want to make sure I do it right for next time, but that'll probably be, slight chance it'll be tomorrow, but most likely the next session will be next week. So thanks for watching, and we'll see what Pandora's box leads to next time.